As I showed you on my first tutorial, I've done 2 window Christmas decorations. So in this tutorial I will show you the second idea. Also for this tutorial you will need beads 6 millimeters big, 2 cap hooks, or actually for this project only 1, but I've done 2, so I am using 2. That looks like that. I bought it on eBay. You will need crochet hook 1 millimeter and the crochet thread yarn. I use anchor one. Our work, we need to start by making magic ring. So the end of my thread I will be putting in a bag like this. So the rest I've got on the front and the end I've got on the back. Now we need to put the crochet hook into the big loop. Then we need to make chain of 1. This chain is not count as any stitch, and then chain of 3 as a first double crochet. Now into the ring, so make sure that you've got 2 strands of the yarn. We need to make 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. Then chain of 2, and we need to make another 3 double crochets because we've done chain of 3 as the first one, then 2 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. Chain of 2, 1 and 2, and another 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Now chain of 2, and we need to repeat making our pattern by making 3 double crochets, then chain of 2 and 3 double crochets, chain of 2, until we will have 6 groups of 3 double crochets and 6 chain 2 spaces. So 3 more times. We've done 3, and now we need to make 3 more. At the end of our round we need to make the last chain 2 space and then slip stitch into the third chain 1, 2 and 3. So into the first double crochet. So first round we've done. Now we can pull the tail to close the loop. Next round, round number 2, we need to start by making chain of 3 as the first double crochet, then into the same stitch as we've done slip stitch and chain 3 we will work next double crochet. So 2 double crochets into the first stitch, chain of 1, we need to skip the second, and into the third we will work 2 double crochets again. 1 and 2. Now chain of 2, 1 and 2, and we need to repeat the pattern. Into the first double crochet we will work 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain of 1, and we need to skip the second double crochet, into the third 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now chain of 2 and the same, into the first double crochet 2 double crochets, then chain of 1 and into the third, so we have to skip the second, into the third 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now we need to repeat our pattern all the way around. At the end of our round again we have to make slip stitch into the top of chain 3, so 1, 2, 3 into the first double crochet. Don't forget to make the last chain 2 space. And now round number 3. we will start the same, chain of 3 and double crochet into the same stitch. So 2 double crochets into the first one. Now chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3. We need to skip double crochet, chain 1 and then double crochet and 2 double crochets into the last double crochet. 1 and 2. Now chain of 2 and the same into the next group. So into the first double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain of 3. We need to skip double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet into the next double crochet, so into the last one, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and we need to repeat this pattern all the way around. So 2 double crochets, chain 3 and 2 double crochets into the last one. Okay, round number 4. So we need to finish the row exactly the same, slip stitch into the third chain, so each row we will finish the same. 2 double crochets into the same stitch, so chain of 3, double crochet into the same stitch, but we can make just here to not have big loop. Oh yeah, it looks much better. Now chain of 3, single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain of 3. We need to skip the first double crochet and 2 double crochets into the last. So 1 and 2. So again we've done 2 double crochets into the first one, then chain of 3. We need to skip the next double crochet, make single crochet into the chain 3 space from the previous round, skip the first double crochet and 2 double crochets into the second double crochet, then chain of 2, and we need to repeat 2 double crochets into the first double crochet, 1 and 2, then chain of 3. We need to skip the next double crochet, single crochet into the chain of 3 from the previous round, chain of 3, 2 double crochets into the last double crochet. So first one we need to skip, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and we need to repeat this pattern all the way around. Round 5, we need to start by making 2 double crochets into the first stitch, so chain of 3, then double crochet into the same stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So this time we've got 3. Now chain of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then 1 double crochet into the first double crochet and 2 double crochets into the last one, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and we need to repeat 2 double crochets into the first double crochet, 1 and 2, 1 double crochet into the next one, chain of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 double crochet into the next stitch and 2 double crochets into the last, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and we have to repeat our pattern all the way around. Round number 6, into the first stitch we need to make 2 double crochets, so chain of 3 and double crochet into the double crochet into the same stitch as first double crochet, into the next stitch 1 double crochet, so into the second and into the third one double crochet. So now we should have 4 stitches. Chain of 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain of 3, into the first 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 and 2, and into the last one 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So 4 double crochets again, chain of 2, and we need to repeat into the first double crochet 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, into the next 2 1 double crochet, 1 and 2, then chain of 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain of 3, 1 double crochet into the first 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and 2 double crochets into the last one, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and now again we need to repeat our pattern all the way around. Round 7 we need to start by making chain of 3, then double crochet into the same stitch, then into the next 2 stitches 1 double crochet, one and 2, and then into the last one 2 double crochets this time. So into the first and into the last. Now chain of 5, 1 2 3 4 3, 4 and 5, then into the first one 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, into the next 2 1 double crochet, 1 and 2, and into the last one 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now chain of 2, 1 and 2, and we have to start to repeat what we've done from the beginning of our round. So 2 double crochets into the first stitch, 1 and 2, into the next 2 stitches 1 double crochet, 1 and 1, into the last 2 double crochets, 1 1 and 2, chain of 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 2 double crochets into the first, stitch 1 and 2, 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and 2 double crochets into the last one, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and now we need to repeat our pattern all the way around. Round 8 we need to start by making chain of 3 as a first double crochet, then 1 double crochet into the same stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next 1 2 3 4 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then chain of 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain of 3 again, 1 double crochet into the first 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and 2 double crochets into the last one, 1 and 2. So this time we are making 2 double crochets into the first double crochet and then into the last one, chain of 2, and we have to repeat 2 double crochets into the first stitch, 1 and 2, then 1 double crochet into the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then chain of 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain of 3, 1 double crochet into the first 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 double crochets into the last one, 1 and 2, chain of 2, and we need to repeat our pattern all the way around. We've done our 8 rounds and now we will start working in rows. So now I will show you what we need to do. We will start by making chain of 2 and then double crochet into the second stitch, but we are working that's supposed to be 2 double crochets together. That's why I've done only chain of 2. It looks a little bit better. Now into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, 1 double crochet into the next, yes, 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then chain of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the first 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, 5 stitches, 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and into the last one we need to make 2 double crochets together. So first part of the double crochet into the first stitch and first part of the double crochet into the second. So every time we need to leave the last loop. So instead of finishing the stitch we need to leave those 2 loops, and we are going into the next stitch. We need to grab the yarn, work through the first 2, the last one we need to leave. We've got 3, and now we can finish the stitch. So we've done 2 double crochets together at the beginning and at the end. And what now? Now we have to work another chain of 2, and then we will work 2 double crochets together after, when we will turn the work. So into the second stitch we need to make first part of the double crochet, and into the first 2 stitches we've done 2 double crochets together. Now 1, 2, 3, I think I've done 1, 2, 3, yes, into the next 5 stitches we have to make double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then chain of 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain of 3, and again 1 2 3 4 5. Oh, as I said, it's wrong, because we should so as I said, 2 double crochets together. So basically what we should have, first part of the double crochet here and first part of the double crochet here. So now we need to turn the work, make slip stitch into the first stitch to make sure that we are into the first stitch, and now chain of 2, double crochet into the next stitch, only the first part. So we've got now 2 double crochets together, and then into the next 4 stitches we have to make 1 double crochet, 1 2 3 and 4, chain of 3, 1 2 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, 1 2 3, chain of 3, into the first 4 stitches we have to make 1 double crochet, 1 2 3 and 4, and into the last 2 we will work 2 double crochets together. So first part of the double crochet into the first stitch, we need to leave the loop, and first part of the double crochet into the second stitch. We've got 3 loops, we can finish the stitch. And again we have to turn our work and we need to make the same. So slip stitch into the first stitch to make sure, chain of 2, double crochet into the second stitch, and we've got first 2 double crochets together. Into the next 3 stitches 1 double crochet, 1 so I've done 1 2 and 3, then chain of 5, 1 2 3 4 5, another 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. So 1 2 and 3, and into the last 2 double crochets together. So first part of the double crochet and first part of the double crochet. We've got 3 loops, we can finish the stitch. And again we need to turn the work, slip stitch into the first stitch, chain of 2, double crochet into the next stitch, and then into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, chain of 3, 1 2 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, then chain of 3 again, double crochet into the first 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and 2 double crochets together into the next 2, 1 and 2. We've got 3 loops, you can finish the stitch. And again we need to turn the work, slip stitch into the first stitch, two double crochets together, so chain of 2, double crochet into the next double crochet, double crochet into the last double crochet, chain of 5, 1 2 3 4 5, double crochet into the first double crochet and 2 double crochets together, so 1 and 2. Again turn our work, slip stitch into the first stitch, chain of 2 and double crochet into the next double crochet. So basically now we've done 2 double crochets together, and now 1 double crochet into the chain 5 space, chain of 3, 1 2 2 2 2, 2 3, double crochet into the chain space and 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2. Now we have to turn the work, 1 double crochet, chain of 3, then next double crochet into the double crochet, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet and 1 double crochet into the next, so into the top of chain, into the top of 2 double crochets together, so we've got 4 double crochets. And now we need to turn the work, chain of 2 and 4 double crochets together, so first part of the double crochet into the second stitch, first part of the double crochet into the third, and first part of the double crochet into the fourth. So we've got 4 loops on the hook. Now we can finish the stitch. So this first part we've got done, so now we can fasten off and cut the yarn. So cut the yarn, and now we will start next the same part. So basically we can hide that tail a little bit later. Basically we need to skip chain 2 space each time, and we need to join into the first double crochet, and we have to start exactly the same as on this part. So chain of 2, 1 and 2, and then we need to make double crochet into the second chain, so we've got first 2 double crochets together, and now into each double crochet, so I think 1 2 3 4, yeah, into the 5 double crochets we need to make 1 double crochet, 1 2 3 4 5, then chain of 5 into the next 5 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 oh my god, 1 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the last two double crochets together. 1 and 2. Now we need to turn the work, make slip stitch into the first stitch, chain of 2 as a first part of the double crochet, then double crochet into the next stitch. So basically we've got 2 double crochets together, 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches, and we have to repeat exactly the same as we've done this part. So after, when we will finish this part, again we need to skip. We are working now on this part, so we need to skip chain of 2 and we need to make another part here. Skip chain of 2, make another part here, skip chain 2, another part here, skip chain 2 and another part here. So basically we should have 6 triangles at the end of our work. Okay, so I am at the end of my star. I've done 30 chain stitches to make something what can be using as a hanger, and now I will add some beads by using glue gun. So first I will add on each top of the triangles. So first one like that, and then another by using the same way. If you haven't got glue gun, you can sew it by using yarn needle. So one more here, and then one into the center. And that's it. Our work is done. So thank you for staying with me to the end of this tutorial, and have a good evening.